Hello.
Then. Now.
Countdown to the queens.
Episode number 500.
Forever.
Looks like hell froze over.
Without any more further ado,
Together.
let's jump straight into the show. Hello, and welcome to episode number 73 of the TEW IX Challenge Run. This is going to be Monday, 25th of November 2024. We are fresh off the heels of a very jam-packed Survivor Series, which saw the crowning of a new undisputed WWE Champion, CM Punk, weaseled his way into the main event of the show. Defeated AJ Styles and is now the undisputed WWE Champion. Let's see what starts, there. We also have a new WWE Women's Champion, Jade Cargill beating over Nebula to win the championship. We have a new Women's Tag Team Champions. We actually have two Women's Tag Team Champions, as Cora Jade and Roxy Perez of New Millennium defeated Becky Lynch for the championship. Plus, big Survivor Series match. It was Bronson Steiner's team picking up the victory over Cody Rhodes' team. Gunther, beating Giovanni Vinci to win the match. And tonight we continue on with obviously the Women's Intercontinental Climax. We have the third matches of the North Conference. It's Killer Kelly against Bayley, Stephanie Vaquer against Jada Parker, and Maki versus Mina Shirakawa. As well as two championship matches. Jay White defends the Intercontinental Championship against Christian, and the Guns challenge the Patriarchy for the World Tag Team Championships. So without any more further ado, let's jump straight into the show. Out comes CM Punk to kick off the show. It's a 100 rated segment. I'm really happy with that. They're harder to get on this game, but I'm glad this one got it. Out comes Punk. Undisputed championship around his waist. Cora and Roxy behind him. Tag team champions around their waist. Emerson Frost and Ken Cobain with them as well. And they will come to the ring. CM Punk takes a sit down in the middle of the ring. He got a microphone. He takes the WWE logo off the mic. And he says, "Do I have everybody's attention now?" Saturday night was the biggest night of my career. And sure, I've had a lot of big nights of my career. Go back to Chicago 13 years ago. That was the biggest night of my career at the time. But now it's time to do right by what I promised back then. You see, when I won the WWE Championship all those years ago, I promised I'd be the counteract for change. And I ended up, coming back too soon, and my change sort of fizzled out because the powers that be stomped me out and didn't want me to create that change. But now I have this. It's time for the CM Punk era to really roll on here on Monday Night Raw. Starting, of course, with this oversized belt buckle that I won defeating AJ Styles on Saturday night. It's gaudy, but boy, it sure does have the WWE logo on it, so you know damn well where this thing came from. And man, this company inside, from the top to the bottom, is rotten to the core. Poison seeps through those walls back there. They don't like me because I'm the only person brave enough to call it out for what it is. Toxic. Okay, sure, things may be a little bit better around here than they were the last time I left, but there's still some people back there who don't align with what a perfect wrestling company should be, and I'm the one who's gonna make a difference around here. So AJ Styles, congratulations on holding this place down in my absence, but I'm back now and I've taken back my championship. For Becky Lynch, congratulations holding the Women's Tag Team Championships down. We'll take those things with us now. And as for everybody else, in due time, your fate will be decided around here, because whether you're with us or against us, this whole place needs to be shocked. Whether it's Cody Rhodes, all the way down to Titus World Records, some of these people down here don't suit my vision, and we're gonna snuff every single one of those flames out, burn this place to the ground, and rebuild it in an image fitting of CM Punk. No more shall there be any of that toxic BS backstage. We're creating a friendly, new utopia here in WWE. Consider us the antidote.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
Out comes Triple H with Bobby Roode. And Triple H comes to the ring. He gets in the face of CM Punk. He goes, well, look who it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's the big man himself, the gamer. Triple H, or should I call you Paul? You know, you like going by Paul nowadays because this isn't Triple H in the ring. You know, 13 years ago, you'd have taken that suit jacket off. You'd have stuck a boot right in my gut and I'd have been pedigreed onto this mat. But you can't do that anymore because your little heart might give in. So now, you've just got to stand there and watch. Okay, so here's how things are going to operate around here, Paul. Okay, you think you run the show. But we all know that's not the case because even if you run the show, you've now got bosses in high places. Okay, you've got guys at TKO who are telling you what to do. You got Dwayne, who could appear at any moment in time and snatch those main events away from me like he tried to all those years ago. And now, more importantly, as your WWE champion, you answer to me. So, Paul, what have you got to say for yourself? He goes, you know, Punk, I made a big decision earlier this year. Everybody in this industry told me, with pros and cons, we made up this whole list of why WWE should or should not have CM Punk. And despite all of those cons, I was the bigger man. I put my differences aside. And I reached out to you. And I brought you back in your hometown at the Royal Rumble. And for the first 6 months here, you were nothing but good. But now, I'm left with egg on my face. Because you proved them all right, Punk. You proved me wrong. And I don't like being proven wrong. Kim goes, oh, I know you don't like getting proven wrong, Paul. You know, someone with an ego as thin as yours. You know, getting pointed out that you may have made a mistake. I know that hurts you deep in your soul. And then Triple H's like, first of all, you're one to talk about thin egos, Punk. And second, I could fire you. But you're just going to continue to making my life hell. You know. So, you can try all you want back there to try and revolutionize this industry. You try and create this union back there to rebel against the system. But there are plenty of guys back there who aren't going to be on your side. There are plenty of guys back there who like WWE, who like what we've become. And more importantly, Punk, than that, not even for liking where they work or liking the people who run the place. They just don't like you. You know, being gone for 10 years and trying to burn every single bridge you ever built comes with a price, Punk. It's that every single person back there, whether they met you before or not, has an opinion on you. Some of them, like you said, we see them in the ring right here, they're gonna like you. But a lot of them don't. So you better be ready to fight for this. Because if you truly want change around here, by all means, knock yourself out. But I'm not gonna let you walk all over me. Punk himself laughs and like, oh what, Paul? You're gonna fire me? Been there, done that. This place was in a rut when I was away. Some of the worst times of this company's history were when I was away. But sure, you can boot me out. You can take your gaudy new little plastic championship with you, crown a new Fugazi WWE champion. It doesn't matter, because everybody knows who the real undisputed WWE champion is around here right now, Paul. And it's not AJ Styles, it's not Cody Rhodes. And what are you gonna do, huh? Who's got your back, huh? Your top star quit because he couldn't hack being in a locker room with me. So, if you stay out of my way, Paul, I'll stay out of yours. and we can just move on together. And you can actually change for the better and become part of CM Punk's WWE. Or you can revolt. You can take a stand, because we can make this very, very difficult for you. Very quickly. And Triple H, like, he sort of gets in Punk's face. Punk still just grins at him. He goes, "Oh right, I forgot, we're not going to fight around here, because if you fight, there's a good chance you don't even make it to next week. So, we're going to head on back, and we're going to continue to sort this place out. You know, the lethal antidote has already been injected into this poisonous company. It's seeping its way through the bloodstream as we speak, Paul. You just have to sit back there and watch, and hope, and pray that you're in that 1% that gets to stick around." And CM Punk leaves. Triple H sort of stands there, you know, looking sad at the floor. But yeah, mission statement clear. We're screwing over this company, you know, we're burning it down. We're rebuilding it in our image. One nation under Punk, etc. Actually, ABC do stay in the ring, because they have a tag team match coming up next. They're against Titus World Records, you know. CM Punk name dropped them as the bottom of the totem pole. And obviously, they are part of the sort of thing CM Punk would want to erase, you know. It's like, you know, when they would start doing the Death Rider stuff, and you're like, oh, Moxley should do this, this, and this, and he didn't do any of that, so that ended up being bad. That's sort of basically what's going on here, except I'm going to make it actually run through the entire show. Like, you'll see as the show goes on, everything basically on Raw right now is going to run through this overarching story. Which is a sort of thing I've always wanted to do for a while, is like one big story on one brand that like everything revolves around. But yes, 80 rated tag team match, let's go. That's actually pretty good. Aliyah gets to 77, which is more than Emerson Frost. Okay, nice. But yes, Emerson Frost and King Cobain, they do defeat Titus World Records. We saw them return last week, and they lost their first match back. Ken Cobain pinning Elias of a House of Cards. 77 for Elias, 63 for Slim Shanky, 79 for Ken Cobain, 71 for Emerson Frost. So yeah, the former Grand Jury boys on winning ways under Punk, you know. That's a good, you know, advertisement right there, that like, you know, join us and you can win matches, you know. But we then cut back to the Grand Jury little locker room. You know, Raven's there shaking his head. Damian Priest and Buddy Murphy just glaring a hole through the screen. Raven goes, "Look at those guys. So disrespectful. They don't understand where their bread was buttered. This Punk comes back here, shows everybody his true colours, and yet there are still people who blindly walk around here cheering him on like he's some sort of god. Some sort of messiah. The flock, we don't believe in cults of personality. We believe in being one flock, one family together." And Damian Priest, though, he just glares over the two. He goes, "If Emerson and Ken want to be a part of this cure for the locker room, then go ahead. I don't particularly care what CM Punk's plans are. There's one thing I need to get straight. And I'm going to go up there later on tonight and let the world know what it is." And then Priest walks off. So yeah, Grand Jury obviously betrayed by Emerson Frost and Ken Cobain last week in favour of them joining up with Punk. So yeah. We then cut backstage. AJ Styles is arriving after his loss, and Punk walks up to him smiling again, goes, "Hey Alan, like I'm 20 pounds lighter tonight. I heard you lose something important on Saturday night." And he goes, "Screw you, Punk. Okay, you think you're going to take over this place? Well, I know damn well what sort of an egomaniac you are. Dating back 25 years, I knew what sort of an egomaniac you were. I'm never going to join your side. I'm never going to agree with your vision of this company, even if I may or may not like the way it's currently run." Punk goes, "That's great, AJ, because I don't remember asking you. Okay, you're what? Injury prone. You're washed up. You don't exactly fit CM Punk's WWE." And AJ goes, "Yeah, of course, I'll make your life a living hell, that's why." Punk goes, "I'd save the tough guy talk until later on tonight, because you have a match in our main event tonight. I just heard from my good friend Paul. AJ goes, really? Who's that against? And Punk's like, that guy. Turns around and Bronson Steiner stood there. So yeah, AJ Styles, Bronson Steiner is our main event tonight. We then take a break from the CM Punk related shenanigans. We cut to the ring. Malcolm Bivens is in the ring. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, Saturday night was one of the greatest nights in the history of this great sport. Saturday night was the night that we saw the crowning of the greatest WWE Women's Champion of this or any other era. We finally saw a champion worthy of holding that championship. We saw the crowning of that bitch. The new WWE Women's Champion, Jade Cargill. Out comes Jade. And she gets into the ring. She's got her belt on. She's holding her belt up high. And Bivens is like, Jade, during her time in WWE, has already made a big impact. She's been a Liberty Champion. And now she's the WWE Women's Champion. You know, Nova Nebula. She said a lot of hurtful things about me in the last couple of weeks. But who's laughing now, Nova? Because we stand here, the WWE Women's Champion. And Nova does come out. She goes, wow, Jade. You know, congratulations, I guess. Congratulations on not only the victory at Saturday night, but the big checkouts that so many people are going to make because of your victory. So many cash outs on people who bet, I mean, oh, that Jade Cargill, she's going to be a star. That Jade Cargill, she's going to be a WWE Women's World Champion. And you did it. The return on investment, it's coming around clutch, girl. Let me just say that. But look at you. You still disgust me, and I can't believe that I have to sit here and stare at my women's championship around the waist of the most industry plant bullshit professional wrestler I've ever seen. Jade Cargill, you know, the glitz, the glam. You had, what, about 50 matches before you got signed to WWE. You got the red carpet rolled out for you on the second biggest show of the year. You immediately got a whole tournament created around you to ensure that, you know, this investment from WWE was worthwhile. And then you won the championship. And then you lost it in about a minute at WrestleMania. But then you came back. And you took out the woman who beat you for the championship. And oh, Jade Cargill, you're just on a roll. What a run, huh? So inspirational for all the little girls at home who, you know, don't look like you. Aren't built out of granite. Who aren't pretty and look great on magazine covers. Girls like me. Weirdos like me who had to grind day in and day out, sleeping on the floors, wrestling in the independents. But we finally got a big break on television. And then I had to go through the system. I had to be made a product to sell in this company, whereas you got just to roll out as you were. I didn't get all those things. We came from the same place. I didn't get all those things. I had to be remolded, whereas you were just handed everything. So congratulations, Jade. You should have proved the company right that you're a great investment for all that money they paid for you. But this championship reign is going to end the same way your last one did. Because all the glitz and the glams and the opportunities only mean so much when the bell rings and you got lucky once, but I'm still the better wrestler between us two. And Jade's like, well, Nova, last I checked, the championship is around my waist now. And last I checked, being the women's champion means you're the best wrestler in this division. So, it's me, bitch. And Nova goes, okay, fair. Valid. But, let's see if you will still be WWE Women's Champion in, say, 3 weeks. Because, Jade, I want me and you one-on-one once again at Saturday night's main event. Vivian saying something, he goes, "You're calling out that bitch Jade Cargill after she embarrassed you at Survivor Series, huh? And you want to do that walk again? Now listen, plenty of men have been dominated by Jade Cargill and want to come back for more, but this is the first time a woman's actually done it. But Nova, we appreciate you. We appreciate everything that you did as the champion, but it's time for you to step aside, because it's the that bitch era. So you want that bitch Jade Cargill at Saturday night's main event? We'll see you there." So yeah, rematch set up for Saturday night's main event, the second actually, because we've got 2 women's championship matches now set for the show. Dakota and Utami in a rematch. Well, that's not technically a rematch though. So like, yeah, and then Nova and Jade in a Survivor Series rematch for the championship. 81 rating. Nice. That's a lot better than I thought it would be. It's the first women's Intercontinental Climax match of the night. Mina Shirakawa defeats Maki in 11:43 by cheating. These are her first win. These are her first points in the tournament. To be fair, I think she faced 2 very tough opponents. I think she faced Stephanie and Jada so far, who are the 2-on-6. So yeah, Mina does pick up the win. So Maki gave a big pep talk to Tam last week about winning matches in this tournament, and she ended up losing anyway. But it is a very, very, very difficult bracket, so it's fine. 72 for Maki, 76 for Mina. So she's now on 3 points. Maki's on 1. But again, 2 wins can get you to 7. That still could be enough to get through, depending on how things go. We then cut backstage to Giovanni Vinci. He sat backstage. And Ludwig Kaiser walks up. And he goes, well, look who it is. My old friend Gio, who thought he was too good for Imperium, sits here now, a loser, losing 2 times to the Ring General in just a week. And Giovanni goes, I understand what you're trying to do here, Kaiser, but it's not working. Gunther, WrestleMania main eventer, Royal Rumble winner, former world champion. I may not be on his level just yet, but I damn sure took him to his limits on both occasions. Both on Raw last week and at Survivor Series. Next time, I'm going to learn from those mistakes. I'm going to beat him. But I did beat you, so I don't understand why you're coming around here giving me all this talk. He goes, well, you may have got lucky at Survivor Series, but if it was a one-on-one match, you and I know Cody Rhodes, no Bronson Steiner, not even a Ring General, then I'd put you in the dirt, cut off your head, and hang it on my collection wall as a prize. And Vinci's like, would you now? I'd love to see you try. He puts his sunglasses on and walks away. So yeah, Vinci did come up short against Gunther on Raw, and then again at Survivor Series, but, he did beat Ludwig, so. We then get the Becky Lynch press conference. She takes a seat. It's like it was recorded over the weekend. Over the weekend. On Sunday, I guess, because obviously Kelly's wrestling tonight. And Becky walks in, she takes a seat. You got Lyra sat one side, Kelly and Billy also sat down. It's like a sports press conference. She sits down, she goes, thank you for coming. So last night was arguably the worst night in the history of the Becky Stardust brand. Last night, Bird Girl lost my women's tag team championship. Now, obviously, the fact that those championships will no longer be getting the rub from Becky Stardust is it's an irritant for both myself and for the championship. God bless those poor championships. Not going to be able to travel around with me anymore. It was always inevitable, considering I am but just one woman, albeit a star-powered possessed one, compared to 2 other women. Those numbers don't seem fair. First of all, an update on my Stargirl's ankle. She twisted it. She should be fine and good to go next time she needed. But it's not all doom and gloom around here, because that's not the Becky Stardust way. You know, a great person once said, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And that legendary philosopher, Miss Kelly Clarkson, knew exactly what to do next. And that is, I regain my Women's Tag Team Champion to become a 2-time Women's Tag Team Champion. So, I am making the definitive statement right here, right now. January 5th, WWE Cyber Sunday. Becky Stardust will challenge Cora and Roxy for the Women's Tag Team Championship. Now there's a very important question coming, and I'm sure you're all wondering the same thing. Becky, who are you going to get to hold the tag rope for you when you get your rematch for the Women's Tag Team Championship? Lyra sort of like throws her arms up in the air like, what the fuck, you know? I get a rematch too. And she sort of turns around, she looks at all three of them, she goes, well, that, my friends, we'll have to wait and see. Over the next few weeks, I want to give each one of my misfits a chance to impress me. Kelly, she let me down in that tournament. And she's got another match tomorrow night, so we'll see how she goes. Stargirl, she's had like 2 matches around here. And Birdgirl, I'm very angry at you. But once that audition process to be the woman who holds the tag rope for me at Cyber Sunday is over, my adoring public, the Becky Stardust Nation, will get to choose who holds the tag rope for me in Cyber Sunday. So girls, Birdgirl, Kelly, Stargirl, this is a very important night. Start winning me over. And if I end up picking you, you get a big match at Cyber Sunday. Thank you for coming, everybody. Next time I host a paparazzi-filled event for a caliber of a star like mine, it'll be because I've regained my Women's Tag Team Championship. Goodbye, and good night. And she gets up and leaves. So yeah, Becky is bypassing Saturday night's main event, and she's going to use her rematch at Cyber Sunday, where she'll team with one of these 3 women. The polls won't be open anywhere near yet, because we're on the 25th of November, it's on January 5th. But, yes, I guess each of these 3 women will have opportunity to try and win you over in the next couple of weeks, decide who gets to hold the tag rope for Becky at Cyber Sunday. AET rating. That's good, you know, even though the Guns lost here, that's a good match for them to be in, you know. Christian left a comment on the last episode that was like, the Raw Tag Division needs more depth, and, like, while I did want to build primarily around the core of the Patriarchy, Path of the Dragon, and the Grand Jury, I do know, you know, I noticed, like, SmackDown's tag scene is, like, fucking bussin' right now. You got Pre-Deadly, KO, Hurt Business, mostly Machine Guns. You've got the Labyrinth building built. You got somebody else over there that I'm forgetting. The Creed brothers are over there. Yeah, SmackDown's is fucking fine. But yeah, Raw doesn't have many, so you know, the Guns having this opportunity and having a match like this, which is pretty good, will help them in the long run, even if they don't win. 49 for Colton, 59 for Austin, 64 for Lexis King, 89 for Dirty Dom. And yeah, we then are going to move straight into Christian versus Jay White coming up next, but obviously we go to ads first. When we come back, we get a quick backstage segment. Titus World Records licking their wounds following their loss. And then Tony D'Angelo and the D'Angelo family walk in, and he's like sarcastically clapping and laughing. Goes, well, look at this. The heroes over here want to save their guy. You know, and Truth, he's left us one day. He's been back with the losers for one day. And they're already losing. I guess it runs in the family over here. You know what? Shut up, D'Angelo. You know, sure, my guys may have come up short tonight, but we haven't wrestled in many months. But we've still got a lot left in us. If you keep running your mouth, you're going to learn the hard way that Titus World Records can take this place back over at the drop of a hat. Titus laughs and goes, "Really? Well, make it quick, because the clock's ticking, old man. Soon you're going to be out with the rest of them." And he walks off. 82. That's actually a good rating, considering they don't click. And, Christian doesn't have the stamina, I guess, to go this long. That's actually a very good rating for this match. Yes, like I said last week, Christian is the exact sort of character who can keep losing, but he's bulletproof, basically. So if he does come up short again, Jay White pins him in 13-24 of a Blade Runner to make defense number 10 of the Intercontinental Championship, 79 for Jay White, 60 for Christian. After the match, he takes a mic and he goes, "Would you look at that? 10 defenses down for the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. If I was a woman right now with this many defenses, I could actually cash this in and challenge for the World Championship. But I wouldn't even do that if that was a thing for the men's championships, because CM Punk right now, he's got that WWE Championship, and quite frankly, Phil, I love your work, and I know you're a fan of mine, so if we stay away from each other, we're going to have no problems here, you and I. King Switch, he knows what you're all about, he likes your vision. But there are still plenty of people here on Raw who don't know my vision and want to keep coming for my championship. And I've beaten every single person who's come in front of me, from Humberto to LA Knight to Wes Lee to Axiom, Giovanni Vinci, and now Christian. There's barely anybody back there who thinks they've got what it takes to step to me. And out comes Trick Williams. And he goes, "Whoa, Switchblade, you're running your mouth a whole lot right now, boy. Let Tricky Willie take you down a little peg or two, okay? You see, Survivor Series has come and gone. Let's talk about it. Survivor Series was a big night. Myself and Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Axiom, and Vinci, we went to war last weekend, and we may have come up short. That's about it. But it was a big opportunity in my career to be on a big premium live event. Do you know who I didn't see on that show? Your bitch ass. Last week, you were out defending that championship against R-Truth. And now you're defeating against Christian. Okay? I see what you're doing here, old man. You're defending against people double your age, because you know that Trick Williams is in his prime of his life. And if you and I were to step into the ring, I'd knock you silly and I'd take that Intercontinental Championship. That's what I'm talking about." And Jericho goes, "You're giving it a lot for somebody who's not won a singles championship, or a championship of any kind, for that matter, since you've been here in WWE. Now let me tell you something, Trick. I get it. I get why these people love you. You come out here, they sing, whoop that trick, you're cool. You got that aura. But you're still a rookie. You've not really got the experience to hang on the level with me. Okay, so it's not that I'm overlooking you or I'm scared of you. It's that you've not quite fallen on my radar just yet. The greatest Intercontinental Champion has only got room for the best. And you're not the best, Trick. Not quite yet." And he walks off. And Trick goes, "I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Let's talk about it. Next week, I'll find a tag team partner. 2 of them, in fact. And we'll have ourselves a 6-man tag team match. Us 6 against you 3. And Jay White just laughs. He goes, "I'll see you there, Trick. Go ahead." So a 6-man tag match next week. Switchblade Guns against Trick Williams and 2 partners. Let's see who he can find. We then cut back to Bianca Belair and Montez Ford in the locker room. And Ted's like, I keep thinking about Dawkins, Bianca, and I can, because Tez, come on, shut up. Dawkins this, Dawkins that, Dawkins this, Dawkins that. You're giving him exactly what he wants. Okay, look, son, I know it was frustrating in Auckland he did to you, but you gotta move on. Okay? You gotta move on. I'm gonna become the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion. And if you want to get another shot at that WWE Championship, you need to forget about Dawkins, okay? You need to think about higher. Tez goes, I'm trying, it's just that I... And then CM Punk and Cora and Roxy walk in, he goes, "Don't mind us. We're just surveying the locker room. Don't let us interrupt your conversation. Continue. And then they sort of just awkwardly look over at Punk. And they turn back and he goes, I was saying that, and then Punk was like, goes, I know, I heard you, you were talking about Angelo Dawkins, your old tag team partner, screwing you over in Auckland. I get it. Trust me, I get it. I've had friends in this industry, and I've had those same friends stab me in the back too. I understand exactly where you're coming from. I've had long issues with many, many people in this industry. But you gotta move on. You can't let issues from a year or two prior fester in your mind and be all you think about 24/7 when you're here in WWE. And then Tez sort of like gives him a sideways look and a little like, He goes, what I'm saying is, you, Montez Ford, and your wife, the jury's still out on you. If I get the old Montez Ford back, then I definitely think you have a place in my WWE. But this whiny little bitch, Montez Ford, man up. And then Ted sort of steps to Punk and he goes, okay, Punk, you make a point. Maybe I should move on from Dawkins, because that ain't going to be my only chance to become WWE champion. If you come into my locker room again, telling me to man up and call me a whiny little bitch, I'll smack you upside the mouth and take your WWE championship. And Punk just laughs and goes, that's the spirit. Good kid. So pats him on the shoulder sarcastically and walks out. We then come back to the ring. The grand jury have invaded the ring. Priest's got the mic. He goes, no. You see, there's plenty of stuff I want to say. But instead of saying it back there where I don't know if they can hear me, I'm going to come it out here in front of you people and make sure they know they hear exactly what I'm saying. Ken, Emerson, it's been a long ride, you and I together. We came into the grand jury around about the same time. Dolph Ziggler brought you in, and I was the only person that Dolph Ziggler kept around when he took over. And then when we got rid of Dolph, it was just us three. We were ride or die people like brothers, because that's what the grand jury is. We were well on our way to becoming champions around here. Once again. But you just couldn't wait, could you? You couldn't let a legend like Raven guide you back to the top. You'd rather spit in his face and sell out for CM Punk's WWE. What even is CM Punk's WWE? What makes CM Punk's WWE? What makes somebody a fit for his company? I know exactly what it is. You've got to like CM Punk. You've got to kiss CM Punk's ass. Okay? Well, I ain't going to do any of those things. Okay? Because I'm honest to a fault. And CM Punk, brother, I ain't bowing down to you or anybody. You can take my friends from me. That's fine. But sooner or later, me and Buddy, we're coming for revenge. Whether it's against Ken and Emerson, or whether it's against you, Punk. Make no mistake about it, you're a marked man around here. From everybody in the back that's pissed off of your actions, but most importantly, and most dangerously for you, from us. And he slams the mic down, and he leaves. So yeah, very clear threat from Priest here tonight. 77. That's a good rating, considering Jada Parker is still, finding her feet on the main roster. But she does taste her first defeat of the tournament here tonight. The two women who were on 6, both had won both their matches, but somebody had to drop points here, and it was Jada Parker. She comes up short to Stephanie Vaquer in 11:37. 85 for Stephanie, 34 for Jada, so she's now moved on to 9, while Jada is on 6, which I think still is currently putting her through, because Mina's on 3, Mackie's on 1, Tatum's on... Oh, Tatum's not in this bracket. It's no, it's not Piper and Tegan. It's Bayley and Kelly. Yeah, Bayley's on 1, Kelly's on 3. So yeah, so currently Jada is still sitting through, but one of Bayley or Kelly might pick up a win later on tonight. But of course, a win would not put Bayley in second, But we're getting into the nitty gritty here, so we then cut back. Punk still, he's just walking around fucking with backstage guys, And then Chad Gable goes, Phil, I'm so glad I caught up to you, Like I said, time and time again, I'm willing to let bygones be bygones, put our issues in the past, and together, you and I, we can create this perfect WWE that you see fit. And Punk, he laughs. He sort of looks down at the Money in the Bank briefcase, then looks across at his belt, and he goes, "Nice try, Chad. You don't care about me. If anything, I know you still hate me. Now good, keep that energy. You made the wrong enemies when I first came about here, and now I hold the prize that your little briefcase is trying to get a hold of. But I ain't gonna let you kiss my ass to get close to me just so you can take it from me. Okay? Now you are a good talent. I see that. As much as I may not like you, you can stick around, because there's no way you're getting a hold of this championship while I have it." And then he walks off. And you see Gabe in the background, sort of just like stood there, looking down at his case, then looking back up angrily at Punk before walking off. But then Punk bumps into Cody, and they just stare at each other for a couple of seconds. Cody looks down at the belt, looks across at Punk, and he goes, "Undisputed WWE champion, huh? I'm sure it feels nice. I haven't forgotten Phoenix. I haven't forgotten how this all started. A knife stuck so far in my back I can hardly reach it out with my bare hands. But let's make one thing perfectly clear. I'm the man who runs Monday Night Raw right now, and if you want to come in and disrupt everything we've built over here, consider me an obstacle you'll have to get past." Punk goes, "Oh, that's supposed to intimidate me, Cody? I got past you before. That's how this whole thing started. If you dare to get back in my scene, I'll just blow past you again. Now, haven't you got Bronson Steiner to worry about?" And Cody goes, "As a matter of fact, I do. But once I'm finished with Bronson Steiner, know this, Punk. I'm taking my championship back." And he walks off. We then see LA Knight. He walks up to Bobby Roode and Triple H backstage. He goes, "Paul, Bobby," he goes, "let me talk to you. Okay, things around here have been crazy tonight. Okay, look, it's been stemming and bubbling up for a while on this roster. You know, a lot of unrest around certain people. You know, myself and Bobby, we go way back. Myself and you gave me my first big break here in WWE, Paul, and I respect you for that. But let's make one thing perfectly clear. Authority doesn't matter to a guy like me. Okay, I don't care if it's you or CM Punk running things around here. The goal remains the same. I remain on top of my game, and the one thing I've got my eyes on is the WWE Championship. So if CM Punk has that, I consider CM Punk my number one target and my number one up, which means I'm willing to fight for Raw against him until I get that championship that I've long since needed to get my hands on again." And Bobby Roode goes, "Well, it's not the best endorsement I've ever heard, but thank you, LA Knight. You know, we appreciate having you on our side." He goes, Nah. I don't have a team. I'm my own man. I'm a lone wolf. And soon, Monday Night Raw will not belong to Triple H and Bobby Roode or to CM Punk. It'll belong to LA Knight. Yeah. 80. A nice little match here. And with a minute left on the clock, 14:19, Bayley picks up her first win of the tournament. She had a terrible start, a loss and a draw, which, you know, there's been women that have had the same or worse starts, but, you know, context is key because this is Bayley. She main evented WrestleMania. She won the WrestleMania main event this year. But she does pick up a win here. 14:19 with a Rose Plant over Kelly. 77 for Bayley, 72 for Kelly. So apparently Becky was at ringside for this one. She's not going to be too impressed with that, considering this audition process you've got to go through to, you know, become a tag team partner at Cyber Sunday. We then get a Dijak video. Dijak's not been on the show for like a month, I think. He challenged Jay White for the belt, and now I've never seen him since. and he's backstage. Oh no, he's not backstage. He's like in his like little pre-tape video area, his little jail cell or whatever. And he goes, "For a month, I'm sure a lot of people have been wondering where Dijak is, and what Dijak's stances are, and what's happening to this show. To be completely honest with you, for the first time in my life, everything's grey. This world of the so usually black and white is now a big smudge of grey. I've been thinking about where to remind the world who I am and what sort of injustice I should fight against, but I don't know which side I should fall on. Because CM Punk, he makes a lot of great points. There's a lot of things about this company that do need to change. But also, he's going about it the wrong way. But make no mistake about it, Dijak sees all. And once that hammer falls on whoever it decides to fall on, time's up." Next week, we've got 4 matches set for next week. The first being this 6-man tag team match that we heard about earlier on tonight. Trick Williams will find 2 tag team partners to take on Jay White and the Guns next week in a 6-man tag team action. Plus, of course, the 3 matches for the 3rd round of South Conference Intercontinental Climax matches. The first being Bianca Belair, who is currently, on 6 points, against Tegan Knox, who's on 4. So both of these women are undefeated, but Tegan has dropped points because she drew with Piper, but neither woman has lost. And will that remain the case after next week? I'll have to wait and find out. Plus, 2 women on 0 points on the opposite end of the spectrum is Tam and Tatum Paxley. Who's going to be picking up their first points, because somebody's got to. Whether it's a draw and they can both get 1 or one gets 3, it doesn't matter. Somebody will be picking up their first points next week. And Tiffany Stratton, another person on 6, will face off against Piper Niven, which, is a big obstacle for her to overcome. Piper Niven, she's a powerhouse. It will take a lot to get past her. But yes, Tiffany Stratton and Piper Niven next week, along with the other 2 matches in the Women's Intercontinental Climax. We also have the second match official for Saturday night's main event coming up on December 14th. It will be the rematch for the WWE Women's Championship as Nova Nebula looks to get her championship back from the new champion, that bitch Jade Cargill, who took her championship at Survivor Series. 1-on-1 once again at Saturday night's main event in Long Island. In an 89 rated main event, Bronson Steiner beats AJ Styles 13-26 with a Gorilla Press Slam. There's an important story I want to tell about this match. It's not just, you've taken the belt off AJ, that reign's over, so you can get a job again. No. Well, he did, but, there's a reason for it. AJ Styles is... We told the story recently of, I think it was when I get him against Montez Ford, where, Montez Ford was him, but younger. This is, a completely different narrative, because Bronson Steiner is obviously younger than AJ. They're very different wrestlers. And Bronson Steiner's power, he rocks AJ with every single hit. And AJ is very much like that old gunslinger. Because he was a heel for a bit, and he's definitely more of a tweener now. Most people on Raw are, apart from the outright babyfaces like Cody and LA Knight. And even then LA Knight was a bit of a dick to Wes Lee recently. But yeah. AJ, he keeps coming back for more even in his old age. Eventually his body does give in, and Bronson Steiner puts him down with a Gorilla Press Slam. 86 for Bronson, 79 for AJ Styles. So yeah, nice win for Bronson Steiner. After the match, he locks AJ in the Steiner recliner. The referee's trying to pull him off. Went out, rushes Cody in his tracksuit, not in his actual suit. He's here for a fight, and he starts throwing hands at Bronson Steiner. He sends him packing outside the ring with a big clothesline, and he grabs him and goes, "Hey, where you going? Where you going, Bronson, huh? Big bad Bronson Steiner, the badass, running in fear. Okay. Thought you wanted to keep fighting Saturday night. Well, that's fine, because there's another big Saturday night coming up just soon. You and I, one more time, 1-on-1. Saturday night's main event." Boom. Bronson Steiner, Cody Rhodes, set for Saturday night's main event coming up in 3 weeks. So yeah, we've got 2 matches set for that show tonight, including this and obviously the Women's Championship match. But then, Cody Rhodes leaves through the crowd. Or back up the ramp even, or whatever. He shakes hands and slaps hands of the fans on his way up. And then we cut back to the ring. AJ Styles is back in the ring. He gets to his feet. He's looking around. He's taking a big sigh. When Balor appears behind AJ Styles, AJ turns around. Who's Finn? Balor drops him with a 1916, drops him right on his head, and just glares down at him. And he continues the assault on AJ Styles. He leaves him a bloody mess. He gets weapons, and he grabs a steel chair, puts it round his throat. He hits a coup de grace off the top rope around the steel chair around AJ's throat. AJ's coughing up blood. It's like the Ethan Page Javon Evans attack, except, somehow worse because Balor was on the top rope when he delivered it. Obviously, the medics are all rushing to check on AJ. Balor's continuing the assault, just raining forearms down. And he just stands over AJ Styles, just glaring down at him as AJ's stretched away. $89, sure. Telling me the guns are slightly overused, okay, sure, but that will help get them over. We need more teams here on Raw. But yeah, so Madison was you thought of the show, a very show-long angle sort of thing tonight, and that will continue, obviously, because the entire show is going to revolve around CM Punk going forward. But yes, I'll see you on the other side now for Heat. We kick off Heat, of course, with the interviews following the IC Climax matches on Raw, and we start with Bayley again. This time she's in a much different mood than she has been the last 2 weeks. Joe Tessitore comes up to her, he's like, Bayley, tonight you got your first victory in the Intercontinental Climax. You're on 4 points down. Bayley goes, oh, it finally feels good, Joe, to be here, happy after a victory. Kelly, she's a tough cookie. She's already got a victory in this tournament, which is more than what I had before tonight. But, after a loss and a draw, it's great to finally be back on track. And hey, I'm still far from out. I'm third in this group now. Jada, Stephanie, they're both ahead of me. I've actually still got to face Stephanie. But it's not over for me. This championship is still mine. I can feel it. On the flip side, we see Kelly. Kelly sat there disappointed after her defeat when... And Becky walks up to her. She just glares a hole through her. She's like, yes, I know. And Becky just sort of points away, get locker room now. And she leaves. He goes, enough with Kelly's disappointment. Nobody wants to hear from a loser like Kelly. Okay, let's talk about myself. Let's talk about this upcoming rematch for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, my Women's Tag Team Championship, and my Misfits are in action tonight. Kelly, she disappointed everybody, okay? She's trying her best, but maybe her best isn't enough. Maybe it's time to kick her up the ass and, get that fire inside Kelly that I know she's got. But tonight, Bird Girl, Star Girl on Heat, they're both going to be in action. So this is their first little step in the process to try and win over my heart and your hearts of the people of the Becky Stardust Nation, the Stargoers, as they are, to determine who you think is best suited to hold the tag rope for me at Cyber Sunday. Yeah, the first of those matches gets a 74. That's actually quite lower than I thought it would get. Sure, I guess the crowd's just not into it because it's on Heat. Lyra against Alba Fire in singles action. Another ex-former... Oh, that's the same thing. Another former fucking minion of Becky, 3 years ago, when she had the big time. But these are very different minions. These are very different Beckys that they followed. But yeah, Lyra does pick up the win with the guillotine in 12:43. 81 for Lyra, 76 for Alba. We then cut back. Joe Tessitore knocks on the Club Venus locker room door, and he's let in. And inside, you just see they're dancing. They're doing their dance in the middle. And he gets him and goes, "Mina, I wanted to talk to you about your win in the climax. you beat your old foe, Mackie, tonight to get your first points. How you feeling? And they just keep dancing and don't even speak to him. And he goes, anything at all. And then they just keep dancing, and he goes, okay then. On the opposite end, we then see Mackie with the rest of JFO. She's like pacing back and forward. Chelsea Green's trying to like calm her down. She goes, Mackie, it's enough. I know it looks dire right now, but 7 points is still going to be enough to get you through. Come on. You can't give up until it's over. And then Mackie just sort of stops. So she glares across at Tam. She like finger wags for Tam to stand up. And she does. And then she just like slowly puts her head on Tam's, like touches her forehead with her forehead. And like starts humming to herself. And Chelsea looks confused, like, what is going on? And then Mizuki and Mariko are like, shh. And then they finish it. And Tam sort of looks at Mackie's eyes, like nods her head and like walks away. And she's like, what was that? She says, our trust is in Tamu now. I will give it my all. But I'm most likely out. Tamu must win all 3 of her matches. I sent our combined J-Flow faith to her brain. And then they all walk off, and she's like, combined J-Flow faith? What is... don't question it, Chelsea, don't question it. You're only going to have to answer more questions. She walks off. 70-rated tag match. Sure. Fuck it. Why not for a random-ass tag team match? Sol Ruca and Zoe Stark, though, defeat Indy Hartwell and Kim McQueen. Sol Ruca pins Indy Hartwell with a Soul Snatcher in 11:29. Obviously, Kim and Katana Chance didn't have a very good chemistry on ECW as a team, and so she's teaming with Indy Hartwell tonight, and they came up short because I guess Next Gen weren't around to be in their corner. Where are they? Who knows? 72 for Kim, 59 for Indy, 58 for Zoe, 62 for Sol. Stephanie Vaquer interview. Andrew Hippel goes, Stephanie Vaquer, 3 wins out of 3, 9 points in this tournament. I think it's fair to say that you are all but confirmed to be taking part in the semi-finals coming up on January 6th. So how are you feeling ahead of that? Stephanie goes, I don't like that all but. Until I'm definitely confirmed. I can't take my foot off the pedal. I've won 3 out of 3. In 2 weeks' time, I've got to make it 4 out of 4. And maybe then, I can be at ease. But until I'm through, I'm not through. And you get Jada Parker. Because Jada, you suffered your first loss in the Women's Intercontinental Climax tonight to Stephanie. She goes, yeah, let's cut it. Right to it, okay. First month here on the main roster. Now we're talking about me taking my first loss in the tournament. You're coming at me like it's some big upset that a woman who's had 3 matches on Raw has lost. That should tell you enough about what I've done in the short amount of time I've been here on Raw. Last time I checked, I'm still 2nd place. Okay? Last time I checked, WrestleMania main eventers are below me. Women's Tag Team Champions are below me. Everybody that ain't Stephanie Vaquer is below me. Not bad for a rookie who's had 3 matches, huh? So you can come out here and you can brag about, oh, you've lost your first match of the tournament. Bitch, I ain't out. I ain't ever gonna be out. Because I'm winning this whole damn thing. It's my championship. In 2 weeks' time, I'm gonna turn this around. I'm gonna get a win back. And then what you gonna ask me, huh? How'd you do it, Jada? I think it's obvious by now how I do it. 81 rated main event. Oh my god, how we got a 97. Fuck me. So yes, Stargirl, Billy Starks, has challenged Aoi Maikawa, the Ace of Heat, to a match. And Aoi beats Billy in 14-15 with a Crash Rabbit Heat, 44 for Billy, 97 for Aoi. So we had various degrees of, like, impressing Becky tonight, and of course, you know that's by design. Billy was the one who stepped to, like, 97 scoring. Aoi Maikawa scored an 81 rated match, had the best match of all of them. Like, just impressed from, like, a pure match perspective. Lyra, of course, got a win. So, you know, from a kayfabe perspective, she was the most impressive. And then Kelly, of course, faced the biggest star in Bayley. and, came up short, but took the big star to the limit. So, 3 different ways of scoping out, who could be the best fit. So, yeah, the poll's not live yet. The polls won't be live until after Saturday night's main event. But, you can start considering who you think should hold the tag belt for Becky beginning now. But the show's not over. Because at the end of the show, we see a car pull up outside. And out steps, of all people, Brandy. Brandy's back. Says, well, here we go. Open mic night is back. Now let's see. I was supposed to meet them around here. And then Next Gen do walk up and they go. And Cavi Cool's like, first of all, Brandy, sorry about, the whole attack and taking 6 months off your career thing. But we really need some problems to be fixed around here. And we're so glad you're back. Because now certain people's ego trips can be brought down to reality. So yeah, the real overlord of the women's division, the one and only Brandy Rhodes, is back. Cliffhanger for Heat, of all shows. 77 rate show. Sure, yeah. Fine. What matters more, those are you for the show, mainly of Raw. So join me in the comments below, and I'll see you next time for ECW, where we will hear from The Rock. And I'll tell you now, this Rock promo on ECW is a long time coming. Like, so many threads of the last 6 months are tied to this one promo, and I've been wanting to cut it for a while, and we're finally here. So yeah, stay tuned for that. See you then.